Hello again. I'm Calvin Edwards, publicly seeking to help investors stay safe and avoid being victimized and suffering at the Central Investors Best Interest Center. One thing I want to point out in this video is that I'll constantly be adding new services as I think of them and ponder how I can help keep investors and the public safe and prevent fraud before it happens. That's what I'm reaching out to people to do. Prevent fraud before it happens and help promote greater investors' best interests publicly. So we will be constantly adding new investors' best interest services. The main service will be exposing investors scam artists visually. But one other thing we also want to do is expose them audio in an audio fashion to let investors hear them talk, to let investors show and let them show their true feelings in a verbal manner towards investors. It helps, I believe, investors do their due diligence on a prospective promoter. The service involves calling scam artists and others on behalf of investors, collecting data and facts about a firm, and issuing. Again, I'm Calvin Edwards, speaking on behalf of the just opened in Central Investors Best Interest Center. The main thing I want to do is expose scam and fraud artists to help prevent fraud before it happens. This is the best thing that can be done in investors' best interest. To do this, I will be constantly adding new investor best interest services. Besides pictures, one thing I want to do is individual investment checks. Okay. If a vulnerable investor receives a solicitation they are unsure of, they can contact us, and hopefully with pictures and other information about the promoter, and we will attempt to contact and interview the promoter and store the results here. So potential investors can, in one central place, hear the promoter speak while also seeing his pictures. I believe that some of the benefits that will become from letting investors hear from suspicious promoters, in addition to letting them see their pictures, is that it will lead to enhanced investor safety. It'll also help investors in their decision making. And by hearing the investor, it'll also give better financial insights about an investment offering. And it'll save investors time. Okay. It'll give investors more enhanced due diligence before they invest. So please, I'd like us to remember that in addition to exposing scam and fraud artists and those that don't act in investors' best interest with pictures, we also hope to offer interviews of suspicious promoters. Okay. We believe this will serve as a complement to the video proof that we have of scam artists and scam promoters. I believe that what we could do, which goes by the name of individual investment checks, where we check and call on investors' behalf, it'll add as a supplement to the exposure, to the visual exposure that we give for scam artists. Remember, our main goal is to drive scam artists out of business. So I hope to do that with both visual proof, and also I want to let investors hear from scam artists. Okay, this I believe will give a total picture of what's going on. Okay, so we are reaching out to those in the industry to help us survive long term so we can drive scam artists out of business and do what's in investors' best interest on a long term basis. So please, I've reached out to most of you plenty of times before. So I like to make appointments for a meeting if possible where we can discuss having the investment of the Central Investors Best Interest Center as a permanent establishment, okay, in the investing landscape. A central place that investors can come to know that they can receive help and giving one simple message: avoid anyone that you see pictured here or any companies that you see mentioned here with the involvement in fraudulent activities. This will help prevent fraud before it happens. So I'd like to publicly send messages and arrange a brief interview with you to see about helping to maintain the central investor's best interest, find out what those in the industry think of the Central Investors Best Interest Center, and also find out how those in the industry, what they believe can be done to improve the Central Investors Best Interest Center. And I'd like to have investors see me discuss this with you. Okay, thank you again. I'm Calvin Edwards, seeking to end scam artists' career by exposing them in one central place for their careers, their entire career. Thank you again.